My next guest, he's an undefeated professional mixed martial artist with a record of 7 wins with 0 losses. He will be making his highly anticipated debut this Saturday at Madison Square Garden at UFC 268. Please welcome onto the show, Ian Garry. How you doing, Ian?
How's things, sir? How you getting on?
Awesome, man. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. I know it's a huge week, which we'll talk about. I know you've been very busy, but thank you for taking the time, man.
I know. No stress at all, man. It's a pleasure to talk to you.
Definitely. Now, how's the fight week been for you? I know you're preparing for a huge fight for yourself. You're in New York City. It's a little chilly over here in Texas. I saw it was about 42 degrees in New York. How's the weather out for you, man?
Well, the sun is shining off the building right now, so it looks pretty nice out, but looks can be deceiving, and I bet you it's nippy out there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I bet you it's nippy. New York's been amazing. I've never been to New York. It's been absolutely sensational so far. I mean, I'm literally living the dream in a sense of like I'm in the UFC fighter hotel. I'm seeing all the fighters go around. I'm seeing Kamaru walk by in the corridor yesterday. I'm seeing all these all these champions walk by, and it's like, wow, this is cool. Like, this is where I've dreamed of being, and like surrounded by the greats. I'm getting all my photos done. I'm having the UFC PI make my food for me and make my weight cutting so much easier. I'm jumping in yellow cabs to go and see Ariel Hawani and do a show live with. All the media has been cool because I've been doing so much media because the UFC has set it up, and it's phenomenal. I'm loving every second of it because I've dreamed this into reality, and I couldn't be more grateful.
Definitely. Now, well, you have a huge fight, and your debut has been highly anticipated, right? We've all heard people say, the next Conor McGregor, the next this, the next that. I'm going to tell you a story, Ian, real quick.
Go ahead.
And because this is the reason why I wanted to talk to you. I am a journalist, and I go into, media, and I watch a lot of football, and we help cover the NFL. Now, the big thing for me is I remember watching Joe Burrow play, and people are so quick to say the next this, the next that, the next big thing. So I saw Joe Burrow play against University of Texas, and I
Yeah.
saw him play, and it was the first time in my life where I said, that's special. Like, that's going to work in the NFL.
Mm.
So going with you, and when I saw you fight for the very first time was, I believe, against Lawrence Tracy,
Yes.
where you're the first athlete where I say, or mixed martial arts, where I say that's what a future world champ looks like in the UFC. Like, that's what it is. It just clicked. You know it when you see it. You saw it,
Yeah.
and everyone can say, oh, Usman's going to be a world champion in the UFC when they've already seen him in the UFC. But with you, it's different. You weren't in the UFC yet. So I saw you and I said, that's what it looks like. When you hear people say that, how does that make you feel, man? Does it add more pressure to you? Does it kind of annoy you? What's the feeling of that?
Well, firstly, thank you. That's a massive compliment. There is like I often get asked about like what makes me feel unique or what makes me different in the sport. Like, it's a hard question to answer because like I just want to say, look at me. And like that's exactly what you're saying. It's like your eyes can judge so much for you. In the sense, if you see that someone is just different, you can feel that energy and you can see that they're different.
Absolutely.
And I don't feel any pressure because I believe I should be as good as you think. If anyone on this planet believes that I can be up in that level, it's me. If anyone believes I can be a 2-weight world champion in the UFC, it's me. If anyone believes I can be a 3-weight world champion in the UFC, it's me. There's no pressure, there's no doubt, there's no fear. There's just excitement and a hell of a lot of enjoyment in everything I do, and I have a great time. So it's just me living my dream. I'm a kid living his dream, and that's it.
Now, how big of a role did Conor McGregor? I know you've mentioned this before, but how big of a role was Conor McGregor for you in stepping into the world of mixed martial arts?
Massive, absolutely massive. I mean, he was the biggest sports star on the planet in his rise up to being a world champion. Everybody wanted to know about Conor McGregor and hear about Conor McGregor. He was just everywhere, on every news outlet, on every screen, everywhere. He was all the talk of the town. And seeing that and seeing his rise and seeing his fights and seeing his victories and his hard work and his dedication and everything that came with that title run all the way up to Eddie Alvarez. How can that not be inspiring for someone who loves martial arts and loves the game? And it's it's absolutely inspiring. And I'm of the generation in which he inspired. And there's every possibility that if Conor didn't do what he did, I wouldn't be here. But he did. And I'm grateful that he did, because I got to sit there as a young kid with my friends and watch Conor McGregor fight. We got to sit there and hype it up and talk every day in school, and we'd love to come in on a Monday morning and talk about the fight on Saturday night. And it was just everything. He's a massive part of my fight.
Now, for you, how surreal is it now that you're going to be debuting in Madison Square Garden? You know, the arena where Conor went out there and became a double champ, something so historic for you. How's it like? Because I tell people, you got to watch this. I mean, not everyone gets to debut at Madison Square Garden. It's historic. It's extremely historic. And I tell it because the time's going to be 8 o'clock here. I tell everyone, you got to tune in and watch him.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, that's literally the future of this. Now, how surreal is it though for you to be making that debut at Madison Square Garden?
It's insane. I wouldn't even say it's a dream come true, because I never actually dreamed that Madison Square Garden would be on the cards for my debut. I always imagined Vegas. I always said it would be Vegas. And then once I seen MSG, I was like, holy shit, I'm going to make my debut at MSG. And this was before I got sent a contract for or anything. When you think of some of the greatest athletes in the world that have ever graced this planet, you look at Michael Jordan competed in Madison Square Garden, Mayweather, Pacquiao, Muhammad Ali, the list goes on. And it's just like, there's so much history in that venue that there's no way on earth someone like me who feels energy and absorbs energy and uses it to better myself, there's no way on earth I'm going to walk into that venue and not be the best version of me.
Oh man, I'm so pumped. The audience should be very pumped. They'll be witnessing the future. Real quick, as we're getting close to the end, Ian. So, what can the audience expect from you this Saturday night?
A fun fight. I'm going to show up and just have fun. I'm going to show up. I want to entertain people. I want people to talk about me after the fight. I don't want people to forget about me. So I'm going to put on a show. I'm going to finish him. It's going to be beautiful. And everyone's going to be talking about me. That's what I want. I want people to be talking about me.
What's your plan going to be post-fight? Do you have a post-fight ritual? Anything you eat specifically after once all the fight stuff is over with?
Pizza and Skittles.
Pizza and Skittles. My guy. Favorite topping?
Oh, the ham and bacon.
And my guy. That's Ian Garry, ladies and gentlemen. Is there anything you want to let the audience know, Ian, before we sign out here?
Yeah. If you could go back in time and watch all the greats from the start of their career to now, you would. Because you want to feel part of that rise. We have an opportunity to do it now.
I'm telling you. I'm so pumped. I'm telling you, man, I literally saw it. I said that's the future right there. And I'm very honored to be able to talk to you. Thank you so much, Ian, for your time. Best of luck this Saturday night.
Appreciate it, man. Take care. All the best.